Section 2. Let's begin with something that's probably a little more familiar: laundry. Now, you might be wondering what laundry and urine have in common, but trust me, this gets interesting. The Romans were known for their incredible engineering, creating aqueducts that brought water into cities and public baths that still stand as some of the most impressive structures today. But when it came to laundry, they relied on something a bit more, shall we say, unconventional: urine. In ancient Rome, laundries, known as fulonicae, were important businesses that washed clothes and textiles for the public. And here's where the urine comes in. These laundries used urine to clean and bleach fabric. That's right, urine, which contains ammonia, was used to loosen dirt, stains, and oils from clothing. The ammonia in urine acted as a natural bleaching agent, helping to break down grease and grime. You might find it hard to believe, but it's actually pretty effective. It's also important to note that urine was cheap and easily sourced, making it the perfect cleaning agent for those who couldn't afford more expensive alternatives. Roman laundries had huge vats where workers would soak garments in a mixture of water and urine. But it wasn't just any urine. They collected it from public latrines, which were a common feature in Roman cities. These public latrines were essentially communal restrooms where people could gather to do their business, and a lot of the urine would be collected and stored for use in the fulonicae. Some sources even suggest that the government would charge a urine tax, called the vectigal urinae, on those who were collecting the precious liquid. Historians still argue about whether this tax was a joke or if it was a legitimate part of the Roman economy. And while this practice might seem strange to us today, it was an accepted part of Roman life. The use of urine for laundry wasn't just reserved for the poor either. Even the upper classes were familiar with its benefits. In fact, some wealthy Romans employed slaves specifically to wash their clothes with urine. It's funny to think that in a society that valued things like public baths, grand feasts, and elaborate frescoes, something as humble as urine was an essential part of daily life. Now let's move on to another odd way urine found its place in Roman society: dental hygiene. We already mentioned how urine was used as mouthwash, but how exactly did this practice come about? And more importantly, why would anyone think this was a good idea? Let's take a closer look at how urine was used to keep